Stop on live.
We're good to go?
Yep, we're good.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Welcome to a Green Relief show. This is episode number 4. I'm here with Carrie, the owner and operator of a Green Relief, and I'm Sean. And so, basically, what we wanted to talk about today is a pretty big topic between, especially, like, it doesn't matter where you go throughout the country. I think everybody has way different opinions, not way different, but definitely different opinions on the right to bear arms. And especially here in Florida, it's considered sometimes a little conservative depending on where you're at. So some folks are a little concerned with getting the help that they need from a medical marijuana standpoint and still retaining that right to have their concealed weapons permit. So that's what we're going to go over today. Now, Carrie, you just went to a conference recently, correct?
Yeah.
Now that was with Nikki Fried, who is the Commissioner of Agriculture. All right. Tell us a little bit about what that conference was about.
Well, they spoke about concealed weapons permit. They spoke about the medical marijuana license, where there's a big taboo going on where, according to Mrs. Nikki, that you're not able to now you're able to obtain your medical marijuana license and have your CWP, which is your concealed weapon permit in the state of Florida, which that permit is able for you to go to about 20 to 20-something different states. We're going to check the exact number of states there is where you can actually carry a Florida concealed weapon permit in those states, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, because originally when medical marijuana came to Florida, there were some conflicting things there. And I think that was with, and Nikki said this in some of her interviews and questions that she's gotten recently. She's only been in office for, she's...
Not too long. Mrs. Nikki, I believe...
I think it was this previous year.
Yeah, she had to come in there and assume the office January 8th, 2019.
That's what I thought.
To be exact, this year.
Yeah, so only...
Thank you, Wikipedia, on that one.
Yeah, save us on that. But I think that's really important because she's built herself on a platform to, put the Department of Agriculture in a good spot to be able to allow people with concealed weapons permits and medical marijuana license, because the Department of Agriculture actually issues your concealed weapons permits.
Yes.
And that's an interesting point. So
yes,
she's kind of in control of both of those, which is right now a good thing, right?
Yeah. But being in control and laws are two different things.
Yeah. Well, she has that ability to start changing some things.
I hope she does.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, so basically, let's go into that conference. Sorry, we got on a tangent. Go into what she was talking to you guys about.
Okay, well, talking about the concealed permit, talking about how you're able to obtain your medical marijuana card. They did talk about flower. They did talk about letting the bud to be available now. They're very big on trying to push legislation to go ahead and obtain cannabis to be recreational. But her really big point was the concealed permit, and that was pretty cool. And I think today we should focus on that. I know we did a little bit of research, and we contacted our own, law firm, as you can say. I think they're pretty legit. We like them a lot. And they went into some detailed information for us, and they brought us some pretty cool points that we can show everybody.
Well, I think the biggest question right now is, okay, can you, if you have a medical marijuana license, can you keep or get your own concealed weapons permit, right?
Yeah.
That's the big question, okay? So let's address that, because there's federal law and state law.
Yeah.
Now, in Florida, right now you can have both a concealed weapons permit and your medical marijuana license.
Yes, and the reason why that is, and I think the only reason why that is that the state of Florida made it to where an officer is not able to know if you have a medical marijuana license unless you tell them. And the reason why they were able to do that, we talked about it before on a couple of our shows, was HIPAA. Now, this particular agency where we actually found some information for has actually looked up where they gave us some great information I would like to talk about to where precious marijuana addiction fellow agents. There you go. A conceals permit itself will not prevent federal prosecution for a firearm. In this case, that's Mr. Ricky. I'm going to go back to him to find it for everybody because I thought it was really, really cool.
So basically what Carrie's trying to do is we came across this article that was really important for us because it cleared up every issue that we had with any concealed weapons permits. Now these cases were from a couple of years ago. I think the first one he's looking for is from 2011. And that is basically, I think it was in Arizona.
Yeah.
But basically, we're trying to figure out, okay, if you have, let's say, the instance where you get pulled over by a police officer, they say, all right, we're going to, do you have a concealed weapons permit? Yeah. Right? You don't have to tell them, basically, that you have a medical marijuana license.
No,
right?
you don't. You don't have to tell them that at all. And that's probably one of the greatest things that they have set up there because of HIPAA. Your HIPAA allows that you have to get either a medical release form signed by you, the person getting accused of, to let the medical release records go, or the officer gets a subpoena, and they subpoena us, and then we have to release your medical records.
Right.
But that's what they're governed by. It's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, HIPAA is essentially a protection of, getting your medical information out to everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And especially even in advertising and, it doesn't matter what you're doing, people just can't have your medical history and basically discriminate against you because of that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually really good in a sense. So now let's just say you do go to a Florida court, right? So let's say we're in Osceola County and you go to an Osceola County court, do you have the risk of being in more trouble because you have, both of those together?
You got arrested, and does the officer know you have your medical marijuana card?
He didn't ask, so he didn't know.
Okay. City won't know. State won't know.
Right.
Same thing, HIPAA guidelines. Unless somebody came and got a subpoena for us, unless you show me your medical marijuana card, that happened.
Right. So then let's say he has or he asks for both. He said, okay, do you have a medical marijuana license and do you have concealed weapons permit?
Give it to him.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it to him.
Why is that?
State law. Officer asks for you. I wouldn't like to.
Exactly. So you go ahead and give it to him, but let's say for whatever reason that goes to a federal court.
Oh, you're done. That's
a different story.
You're done. And that's where I think Miss Nikki and I think that a lot of other people are misinformed on. You're going to get pinched up, as they say. Like, for example, this law firm is actually amazing. There's a form on here that you have to fill out, an ATF form, when you purchase a firearm. And on there, it tells you, Section 13A, it's called the ATF Form 4473. We're actually going to print it out and post it on there. And I would like to Miss Nikki to, hopefully she hears this, or we can get in contact with her and ask her that. On question 11E, are you an unlawful user of, or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Warning. The use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medical or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. And that particular form I just read off to you guys at ATF, beautiful number, that's a firearms transaction record form. Anybody who's a firearm owner, whether it be Florida, and whether it be South Carolina, whether it be California, knows what a firearm transaction record form is. And that's 6 pages long. So Miss Nikki, who's up there, you told me she has a job of agricultural and what else?
I have it on there. I think product services.
Right. So she's getting 2 salaries then. She's not getting 1. So she's getting 2 salaries. For those 2 salaries, I think Miss Nikki should go ahead and we should figure out 11 East Side. So with those 2 salaries, we can put this together because I myself wouldn't tell a patient you're able to obtain your medical marijuana card and your conceals permit. That's not happening.
Well, that's okay. So are you basically, because of that, are you grandfathered in to like?
No, the law is the law. How you gonna, Sean? How are you gonna be grandfathered? Listen.
No. I'm saying like, let's just say you have both of the, let's say you already have your concealed permit, or you already have your medical marijuana permit.
Yeah.
And you apply, and it says you cannot, or are you supposed to just check that?
You have listen to me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's a federal form. You're not lying on that.
Right.
You need to let them know what you have. You need to tell them that, listen, I have a medical marijuana card. Still federally illegal. It doesn't matter. You pull your firearm. Hey, state of Florida. Let's just talk about Florida. Let's remain Florida residents.
Florida.
Anybody that has a concealed weapon permit or who has a firearm, you can buy a firearm in the state of Florida multiple ways. Legally, 2 ways. 1, you get your concealed permit. Well, 3 ways, actually. That's your first part, concealed permit.
Okay.
Your second way is actually going to a gun show, going to your Dick's Sporting Goods, giving them your driver's license, and you're waiting 5 days. That 5 days is called your cool down period. That's just in case somebody pissed you off, you can go get a gun and kill them. No. The state of Florida implemented a cool down period for people who has not taken a 1.5 hour to 2 hour course for your concealed permit. It's 5 days. You go on a Monday, you pick up the following Monday. You own a firearm. The third way you can own a firearm is with that same driver's license. You take your driver's license, I take your concealed permit, your driver's license, I take 2 copies of it. It's called a bill of sale. Take a copy of your driver's license, mine, the same piece of paper. I write down the serial number. You sign as the seller. I sign as the buyer. Signature. You can. What I recommend, getting it notarized, and or before you purchase a gun, stop off at your local gun shop. Have them run the serial number. 3 ways to do it. Now that form, that ATF form I just showed you, I didn't mention that there's 2 ways you can purchase that without going through the ATF form. 1 way is through the friend, and the second way is at the gun show. You had your concealed permit, they're not making you fill that out.
Right.
That's the crazy part.
Well, I mean, that's for most people, like even and myself included, I've never, not most people, but some people included, I've never purchased a gun before. So, you know, for me, I would have no idea that, oh, I can just go to a gun show and pick up a, you know.
You can go on armslist.com, ARMSlist.com. It shows private sellers like me and you in gun shops. New, used, slightly used, rarely used guns. You talk about antiques guns. They come to your house. I just recently purchased a 357.
There you go.
Man, I got it off there for $350. It's a $500 gun.
There you go.
The guy's having a kid, and he wasn't able to do it. Gave me everything under the sun.
It's like Craigslist.
It's harmless, baby.
Yeah, it's Craigslist. That's it.
Now we get back to what we were talking about. You got the firearm. Now, marijuana license or not, you cannot. I have a gun on you, God forbid, Sean, and I'm 30 feet away. You cannot shoot me. You want to know why? You can't be in fear for your life. It's 21 feet or less. Anybody who's taking your concealed permit knows that. You shoot your firearm, 3 mass body shots, anything over 3 shots, you empty your clip into somebody, oh, that's problems. You went from self-defense, aggravated manslaughter, murder, you went to a whole different level.
Yeah, you went to the aggressive.
Yeah. You know the bad part is, you shoot your firearm, cops come,
okay.
They take your firearm, they run your serial number, take your hands to make sure there's a gun residue on there, they're drug testing you. So not only, God forbid, you shot that person in self-defense 25 feet away, you're now a marijuana user. This is Nikki's not helping you. This justification that you have, but there's a saying, you know, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. 12 jury members, 6 people carry a casket. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. And I think that the marijuana users, the people who are pushing for this, is going off of that. They're going off of, I'd rather defend my home, but marijuana is still medicine. And I agree with them. I totally agree. But let's stop misinforming the people. The Miracle Green posted all the time. Doc MJ posted it. Everybody thinks because she has this position in her house and she says she wants to change something that she changed it. She hasn't changed anything yet. And if she has, somebody DM us, show me where we're different. Show me where our research is incorrect so we can get updated, so we can learn. But as of right now, as it stands,
well, I mean, it's like that right there just means that, you know, she's trying to make things right, and she's trying to, but right now nothing has changed. And that's honestly what confused me, and what I had a question on was, she talked about, yes, you can go ahead and do it. I have a concealed weapons and I have a medical marijuana card, but it's the aftermath. It's like, like you get pulled over for something, or, like God forbid, like Carrie just said, you have a situation where you're trying to defend yourself, and of course they're going to drug test you, and that also led to a couple of questions too about, what's not necessarily prescription drugs, but they're including a lot of different things on that form.
Yeah.
They said marijuana with antidepressants, and then like all kinds of other
LSD,
things on
there's
there.
a lot of stuff on
LSD. It's like, but see, that's the thing. Marijuana is still a Schedule I class drug.
Yeah.
That is included with narcotics, prescription drug. Well, not prescription drugs because they're prescribed, but narcotics, LSD, and like heroin, cocaine, like
any narcotic drug.
Yeah, it doesn't. So and just basically have a huge umbrella and then include marijuana with all these other things. That's why I was asking about that, because that made me a little nervous. Like, what if, for God's sakes, that's crazy to include everything.
Okay.
Like, when does that change? That's a federal thing.
Yeah.
That's a federal
My
thing.
guess, I don't think it changes federally until we have about 35 to 40 states that has either recreational or medicinal marijuana in their states. You have to have more states than you don't. Regardless of what you say, to change something federally, you have to have the numbers. That's just my guess.
Yeah.
I'm not really big into politics yet, but that's what I think.
I would definitely agree with that. I guess that's kind of why you have said a bunch of times, like, you want to make sure that we get the medical down first and we do it right, instead of just trying to go from 0 to 100 right off the bat and go from it's federally and state illegal to all of a sudden we're going to try and push like federal legalization all the way. Like, get this down first, make a case for federal, and it'll be that much easier.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
It's just like when you smoke the pen. You got to have, something to help it down. That's it. Well, that's a good point. That's a really good point. So, Nikki Fried,
Miss Nikki, yes.
Miss Nikki, she also said something about the hemp as well, because she's in charge of agriculture and all kinds of other things, like we said before. With the hemp, you said you wanted to bring some things to Green Relief as well. Like just even making some of the bags that you carry, some of your paperwork in with hemp.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of those ideas you had.
Well, I really started looking into it, and you get your shoes, you get your clothes. It really blew my mind how much things are made from hemp.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And if we can just bring that aspect into here, it's a wrap. We can really show not only the medical community, but we're civilians also. We're moms, dads, we're military members, we're judges. We're out here. We can actually make a difference and actually change the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good products, recycle more.
Well, it's a reflection of us at Green Relief. You have just like some of the vegan vegetarian restaurants, they're going, environmentally friendly utensils and stuff, and we're going to do the same thing with hemp. Any more things that we haven't covered yet on the concealed weapons permit?
Still, make sure if you do have your concealed weapon permit and you do have your medical marijuana card, my recommendation, crazy advice, you get stopped by a cop, let's give them the blue card. And the blue card, I'm talking about your concealed weapon card. The marijuana card's blue too, guys, but let's not give them that one. Let's give them the picture that says concealed weapon on there. Yeah. Let's just make sure we put our hands outside the window and you let them know where your firearm is, and you'll be okay. We actually have somebody messaging, can I apply for a card after I join the military with cause? Of course you can, because they're not able, again, same concept, we have a lot of patients in different various fields, officers, we have lawyers, judges. It's medically protected for you. HIPAA.
Yep, that's the key right there.
Yeah, not HIPAA got you back. So unless the military sends us a subpoena for your medical records, now then we have to let it go. If they don't do that, I don't see any way of how they're going to obtain that, because the way medical cannabis works, HIPPA, Miss Sanjay.
2-piece.
Yeah. So the way HIPAA works and the way the medical field works is that you have your card, a doctor can't stop you, a physician, you're registered to our doctor. You're not registered to the state of Florida, you know. You're not registered to a particular big company or a big entity or a big server where it has all your information. Your doctor, your entity, Green Relief, our physicians has their own login and password. It's so detailed on how they would get it. It's just out of this world.
Yeah. We don't. It's not like we just have your information just floating around somewhere. No. Like, it is locked up. That's why HIPAA is so important, and that's why you can do the things that you can with the medical marijuana license, or excuse me, the card. I do want to answer a question that we had yesterday. And again, if you guys haven't gotten your card yet with Green Relief, I'm going to move the mic over. With a Green Relief, we're going to go ahead and give you a free t-shirt, and the second one's going to be $10 to give to your friend, family member, spouse, whatever you want. The reason why I wear this on this show so often is because if I go out in public, people are asking me questions.
Oh, yeah.
They're curious. I've had 2 people take a picture of the website yesterday while I was eating lunch. They said, "Hey, I'm sorry. Can I take a picture?"
Damn, celebrity.
I know. She's crazy.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a local celebrity, so
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I'm like Instagram famous almost. But it's a good thing because I had a gentleman yesterday ask me a question, and I wanted to bring it up here. And basically, let's say you have your Florida medical marijuana card, and let's say you have a pen and a couple of other THC products, right? And you go to Georgia to visit a family member.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, you get stopped or something. What happens? Because you're out of state lines of Florida.
Where did you purchase your medication?
Florida.
So what state you're in again?
Let's say we're in Georgia.
Ah, man. The cops already have you? They know you have your pen on you?
Well, I mean, I'm talking like, let's say.
He just wants to travel with it.
He just wants to travel with it. And I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah, no. I advise not against it. But hypothetically speaking, if I were to have a particular individual travel with that, hypothetically speaking, I would have them travel with their pens, like in their suitcase part, like where their wife has the makeup, where they have the eyeliners, where they have a lot of the pen stuff that look in the long pencil objects.
Yeah.
I wouldn't travel with the actual ganja.
Yeah.
I would do edibles, non-smelling products. I wouldn't do it.
Okay. That's kind of what I told him, but I'm going to email him anyways. But again, that goes back to state and federal.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Right? I think that's pretty much like what we wanted to talk, because it was a yes or no question, but there were some fine details that we had to sift through. And I think Nikki, if she's out there listening, whatever platform.
I think she has Instagram. I think when we post this, what we need to start doing is every person that we talk about in this show, Knox, Satara, Cureleaf,
let's go ahead.
Miss Nikki.
We're gonna add them.
Yeah, you have to now,
yeah.
Sean. We have to now take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And the more times you add, I was watching Shannon Sharp today on Undisputed. His top 5 Black history people in his all time. Great speech, 4 minutes and 37 seconds long. At the end of it, 4 seconds, he goes out and he says, "Don't at me." You have Shannon Sharp talking about his top 5 African-American athletes. And he's telling them, "This is mine. You make your own list. Don't at me." Clearly, you add a person enough, they're going to see you. That's my point of this.
Yeah.
We're going to start bothering people. We're going to start atting Miss Nikki, atting the Knox, atting the Cureleafs.
Well, it makes some noise. It starts, rustling the cage and the feathers, and
yeah.
I think if more people want to get involved in this, I think that's honestly the best way to do it. Because again, there's a lot of people who got really discouraged, especially when they found out that you couldn't have a medical marijuana license and a concealed weapons permit. And it was like that initially, right?
Well, no. You can always obtain both. To this day, you can obtain both. Because remember, the ATF does not talk to the medical marijuana. There's no two entities together. When medical marijuana first started, it was a 90-day waiting period. There's only 9 conditions, terminally ill conditions that you had to have to get medical cannabis. So it was very different when it first started.
Right.
So even back then, you was able to obtain it. Because back then, I had both. When I started doing my own research, getting into certain things. Now, it doesn't mean I can't purchase a firearm.
Because you can do that.
Yeah. I had to fill the ATF form. I did a bill of sale. It's a legal sale in the state of Florida. I had a young lady here just messaging to us, what if I don't get proof of where I got it, the THC product? Okay, the product itself, everything comes with a harvest, a batch number. I have back pain, but I don't have previous medical records about it. That's not a problem. Our physicians here diagnose you. We have more than one physician here that works with us, along with many nurse practitioners and LPNs, where you're able to get a diagnosis. We have pain management specialists that work with us. You're able to get your diagnosis and get approved. Once you're honest and open with our physicians, not a problem. You just have to go ahead and call us at 407-572-8643. Now, you told me you drive a lot because of your job. You probably have a lot of lower back pain coming low down onto you, and it's a lot of stress just sitting down on there, that back right here. There's great THC products, but more even better than that, the CBD products. For example, our pain cream that we sell right here. You know that you're going to be driving. See, I love it. She said true. You know what you're going to be driving. You know that you're going to be on the road today. Our products here in the office takes about an onset time between 30 to 45 minutes. Now, because it's on your back, I would recommend 1 or 2 things. Now, our products obviously is CBD based. You have different flavors or different smells. We have lavender, we have original, we have another one that smells kind of like a baby lotion. I did like a soft hint so more people will come to it. Lavender is really good. It's great when you sweat, because I don't know if you know about that back sweat, but that back sweat for a lot of people who drive a lot,
especially in the summer.
Yeah. And we want to make sure it's not like a greasy substance on you. It's not like that Bengay.
No.
Again, we fractionalize with coconut oil again. Everything we do is coconut oil based out here. So being able to put that on, it's not going to dry out your skin. It's not going to leave you a greasy substance that you feel like about it.
Yeah. Well, it smells good too with the lavender.
Yeah.
I actually did a little bit. I talked about that. And again, with something like that, the topical cream, that's only going to be local. So wherever you spread that, it's going to be around that area. But if you were to take the sublingual, under the tongue CBD, then that's going to be all the way through. So really, you can determine, once you you talk to our doctors, you can figure out what would be best for you.
And here's another cool thing too. I think I talked about it before we talked about it. Patches. Satera has them. They're great. Now, a lot of people, I think we should do it. Next week, we're going to start doing more shows with products. Mm-hmm. We're going to start posting it the day before our time of doing it, what it's going to be about. So we have a lot of live viewers now, but we watch our views. It's over 100, 120 views just in that first 24 hours. When you start telling people beforehand, so like we'll do the patch one. You go to the dispensary yourself. You contact Satera. You get your you got your card. You go to Satera. You purchase the patch. They're going to tell you to put the patch on your back. I don't know why anybody would do that. To me, that just fathoms my mind. They tell you to put it on direct pain. Bullcrap. You want that medication to go into your system. Into your system is going to work. This isn't an ice pack, guys. It's not going to take the swelling down. It's not going to make it black and blue. You have pain because it's inflammation. CBD is going to help reduce the inflammation. So what we want to do is, many of us, I wear a watch. Now, wearing a watch, you go east to west. Putting a patch on, our hands are north and south. Many people, when thinking about it, putting it on their wrist, a lot of veins here, it's easy to go into your skin. Easy to maintain, easy to have knowledge that it's here. Not that you forget it's on your back, your belt lifted it up, it's on your underwear. Not happening. Now you put your patch on, please don't put it north to south. The reason why we don't want to put our patch north to south is because of the way we move our wrist. That's why your watch comes this way. You put it east to west. You have it come across, you can move your wrist, it's not going anywhere. Small things like that patch lasts 8 to 12 hours. I've had patients come in to me, the patch only lasts 4 hours. Well, how long until it fell out? About an hour ago, and then 3 or 4 hours into it. But remember, the patch is the cream that worked into your skin. If you had it there for 4 hours, that's still 4 hours of the cream putting on there. We tell our patients here now, if you buy our cream ourselves and you're elbow pain, you have carpal tunnel, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have carpal tunnel here, Saran wrap is your best friend. Meaning, you put the cream on here, and a lot of physicians tell you this, put a Saran wrap on it. A lot of us has gotten tattoos. I have. I don't know about you, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
You get tattoos, and the next thing you do, they put that A&D ointment on you, and they cover your tattoo up.
Wrap it up, yeah.
The reason why they wrap it up, that's the fastest and most effective way to get any type of topical ointment or medication into your bloodstream, over your skin. Compression, it's on there for 30 minutes to an hour. Even people who've gotten waxed before know what I'm talking about. When they put the lidocaine on their skin, it's going to be 30 minutes on there. Same concept.
I haven't been waxed, so I can.
Yeah. Well, I've known some ladies who've taken this particular thing. So yeah. I tried CBD product, but it doesn't work for my back. And it works. Well, you know what? You've tried CBD products that might have been 18%. Might have been CBD with CBDV, CBD, a lot of other cannabinoids in there.
Yeah.
You might have tried CBD products that wasn't really CBD products, guys. It happens a lot, believe it or not. Ms. Sanjay, you can purchase any CBD product without a recommendation. I advise you coming in, going to agreenrelief.com. Offices Orlando, Kissimmee, Fort Lauderdale. We have a Tampa location we're opening. Plant City is coming in the next couple weeks. So you can definitely come into us, get seen. That's a big stigmatism out there too. That's what really kind of sucks. So many other patients hear that cannabis works. They might not be able to get to us, but they might go to their local smoke shop or the local gas station and see, oh, they sell CBD here. That guy was just talking about, Sean was just talking about it. Let me purchase it. Well, the CBD products you might have purchased, was it 1,500 milligrams, 30 milligrams, 500 milligrams? Our CBD gummies itself is 15 milligrams per gummy. That's one. That's the potency that you start off with. You don't start off giving somebody a gummy bear 1.5 grams when they have to eat 25 of them and they're feeling like a chubby kid and the stomach hurts. And
it's not good. Well, that also goes back to kind of what we talked about the other day. You know, if you're not close to us, you know, obviously it's tough, but we're expanding. So we'll have more locations for you to do that. But the barrier to entry is so low, especially with like some doctors and some other things like that. You run the risk of getting misdiagnosed, or not misdiagnosed, but getting the wrong dosage.
Yeah. Something
that's not going to be as effective for you, and something you might even be taking a product that's not even worth your time. So, you know, if you talk to a doctor, maybe the CBD isn't your best choice. Maybe it is, you know, something with THC. I can't tell you. But again, make sure you check what you're getting, because quality, it's just like food. It's literally just like food. You have to make sure you got good quality, or else you're gonna feel the difference between poor quality and what, you know, could be the difference of making your back feel better.
Yeah. Is the Kissimmee location open on weekends? Yes, 801 West Oak Street, literally right across the street from the Oak Hospital, right next to Osceola Cancer Institute. We're open on Saturdays from 9 to 2. We do accept walk-ins. You can go on the website. You can text us on there. You can make your appointment that way. Call us in. Go online, agreenrelief.com. Make your appointment. $125 for your first visit. You have to pay. That's cash. $77.50 for your state application fee. Thank you, Smokechella. And your second visit is $125 also. And your second visit could be the following Saturday. You get your recommendation less than 5 days, less than a week. You'll get your approval. You have to come and see our doc, take care of your 2 visits. We're open Monday through Saturday. Patients keep calling in. We'll do Sundays also. We're here to serve the public.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, Sanjay, please go back to our other episodes. We do talk about the process of, you know, bringing in your medical records if you have any. I think I interviewed Keith from the Curry Ford location.
Yeah.
And I had a good conversation with him. Super cool guy. Go to that particular episode and watch that video, and I ask him pretty much everything that you need to know about getting all of your records and the process of getting your first appointment set up and everything that you need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, awesome. If we don't have any more questions, I think that was pretty much all we wanted to cover today.
Yeah. We're back on Monday. We'll post on Saturday and Sunday, time and date for our next episode. We're posting it at least twice a day. You're very welcome, Ms. Sanjay. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow too, from 9 to 2. Any questions, concerns, just call us. We're here. Awesome. Anything else, man?
I think that's it. Please, we enjoy the interaction on Instagram and Facebook. If you guys please have any questions, let us know. That's what we're here for. We want to help you guys. And we will let you guys know when we're going to be doing these episodes so you guys can catch them and interact with us. But until next time, we will see you guys later and have a good weekend.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys. Stay safe.